Good morning, children. Today we are going to start the new topic that is called plant and animal hormones. Plant and animal hormones, that is chapter number 16. In this chapter we will be discussing about the hormones, and in these hormones are controlling the growth and development of the plants, and in animals also we will be discussing mainly the human being we will be discussing. So first introduction we have to go. The hormone, it is a Greek word HORMON, meaning to excite. Excite means to stimulate the growth and development or other physiological processes in our body. In case of plants also, the hormones are present in certain regions in the plant's body, and by secreting in those regions, that will be transported to the other parts of the plant, and it will be showing the growth and development also. The function of control and coordination in plants performed by the chemical substances. Control growth and development or different physiological processes also. And coordination. Coordination means adjustment from one part to the other parts of the body of the plants is performed by the chemical substances produced by the plants. They are called the phytohormones. So plant hormones are called the phyto. Phyto means plant. Plants are producing these hormones or chemical substances. They are called the plant hormones. In another term, it is called the phytohormones. In plants, several cells are capable of producing hormones. These phytohormones, that just now I told, phytohormones are nothing. Phyto means plants. Plant hormones are transported to different parts of the plants to perform various physiological processes or functions. In case of animals, these chemical substances, this chemical substance or hormone is produced by the glands, and those glands are called the endocrine glands. Invertebrate animals possess a diversified communication system. Diversified means it will be transported to the other parts of the animal's body where the physiological function will be performed. Physiological and metabolic processes or functions will be performed by the chemical integration, by transporting the chemical substances, that is the hormones. The endocrine, so that in case of human being, mainly we will be discussing in this chapter, there are different endocrine glands are present, and they are secreting the different types of hormones and performing different physiological processes also. So just like other system, digestive system, respiratory system, immune system, all these systems we have studied, human being's body is also provided with another system which is secreting the hormones, that is called the endocrine system. Endocrine system acts through chemical messengers known as hormones, which are produced by the specialized glands. There are different parts of our body. The glands are present, endocrine glands are present, which are secreting the hormones. Physiological processes such as digestion, metabolism, growth, development, reproduction are controlled by the hormones. That is the introduction. Now next part we are going to discuss about the plant hormones. Plant hormones are generally organic molecules. Every chemical substances, whether it is organic, means whether carbon is the main component. So in the hormones also carbon will be the main component. That's why it is considered as the organic molecules that are produced at extremely low concentration in plants. These molecules control the morphological, physiological and biochemical processes. Different physiological processes, metabolic activities will be controlled or will be performed by the hormones. Now, this is the introduction we have told, and one word, plant hormones are generally organic molecules. Now, in case of plants, there are 5 different types of hormones are secreted in plants. What are the 5 different hormones? Now, there are 5 major classes of plant hormones or phytohormones. They are auxins, cytokinins, gibberellins, abscisic acid and ethylene. Among all these, out of these 5, first 3, auxins, cytokinins and gibberellins, they are considered as the growth promoter. They will be stimulating the growth, helping in growth of the plants, but that's why they are called promote. The auxins, cytokinins and gibberellins promote plants' growth, while Other two, abscisic acid and ethylene, they are inhibiting the growth, inhibit the plant growth, reduce the plant growth. Plant growth will be checked by these two hormones, abscisic acid and the ethylene. Now come all these things we will be discussing one by one. First hormone is called the auxin. Auxin, it is a Greek word, oxein, to grow, where the first plant hormone. So which plant hormone has first discovered? You have one more question, that is called the auxin. The term auxin was introduced by Kogel and Hagensmith. Auxins are produced, or this is the region where auxins are produced. Auxins are produced at the tip of the stems and roots. Stems and roots produced at the tip of the stem and root, from where they migrate, they move towards the zone of elongation. Charles Darwin observed unilateral growth and curvature of the canary grass. He noticed the growth of the canary grass takes place. Scientific name is Phalaris canariensis coleoptiles. Coleoptiles means stem tip. Coleoptiles. Stem tip is showing the growth. Curvature also. He came to the conclusion that some influence was transmitted from the tip of the coleoptile to the basal region, and this influence, something is stimulating the growth. Later, Wendt, name of that scientist, W-E-N-T, Wendt, identified that influence is nothing but the hormone, and he coined the term auxins. Now Wendt's experiment. He did the experiment to prove that these chemical substances are produced at the tip of the root and stem. Now Fritz Warmolt Wendt, it's his full name, but Wendt is the simple name we can say also. A Dutch biologist demonstrated the existence and effect of auxin in plants. He did a series of experiments in Avena coleoptile, tip of the stem of Avena plant. Now in the so many series of experiment, 1, 2, 3, 4 I will say, you should mark. First one, it is in his first experiment, that is the first one. First experiment, he removed the tip of the Avena coleoptile, stem tip he removed. The cut tips did not grow, indicating that after cutting the tip of the Avena coleoptile, what he found out that the growth of the plant tip, stem tip is not taking place, which proves that tips produced something essential for growth. That is the first experiment. Second experiment, that is the second one. Second experiment, he placed the agar blocks, a type of spongy substance or jelly-like substance, he placed on the cut tip. Placed the agar blocks on the decapitated coleoptile tips. Decapitated means which part the stem tip had been cut. So in that cut end of the tip is called the decapitated coleoptile tips. The coleoptile tips did not show any response. When he placed the agar block also, there was no growth of the stem tip. In the third experiment, this is the third one. In the next experiment, he placed the tip of the coleoptile he cut. That cut tip he placed on agar blocks. After an hour, he discarded the tips. Tips from the agar blocks he removed. He had thrown away the tips of the coleoptile, and that agar block had been placed on the decapitated coleoptile. The cut end of the stem, the agar blocks had been placed. He noticed that it grew straight of the coleoptile. Decapitated coleoptile is growing, indicating that some chemical had diffused from the cut or coleoptile tips into the agar block, which stimulated the growth. So from these experiments, 3 experiments he made, and from these 3 experiments he came to the conclusion that the chemical diffusing from the tip of the coleoptile to the coleoptile was responsible for growth, was diffused into the agar block, and when that agar block had been placed on the decapitated tip of the stem. From the agar block, that chemical has diffused into the coleoptile, decapitated coleoptile, and it is showing the growth. And he named that auxin, meaning to grow. That's why the decapitated tip or the cut end of the coleoptile is growing. So this is the experiment proved that the chemical that is auxin is present, which is helping for the growth of the plant. Now next, types of auxins. There are two types that we will be discussing in the next class. Okay, thank you children.